politics in the Nigerian standard is about betrayal. You find it difficult to see somebody who will say the same thing in the morning and say the same thing in the afternoon and the same thing in the evening. I've witnessed a lot of betrayals, especially my 2015 elections.
So guys, welcome back to Critics News once again. The former president of Nigeria, one of the best, who they are calling for his return in this 2027 presidential election, Mr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, have opened up on what he suffered during his time as a president and also seeking re-election in 2015. According to him, and I quote, he said, "I suffered huge betrayal in 2015. Exposing the dark side of the Nigerian politics. These are some of the things that our people does not know." Former President Goodluck Jonathan has revisited the betrayals he faced during his unsuccessful bid for re-election in 2015, describing Nigeria's political culture as plagued by dishonesty and inconsistency. Speaking on Thursday, September 4, 2025, at the 70th birthday celebration of former Edo State Deputy Governor Mike Ogiadome in Benin City, Jonathan said his former chief of staff remained one of his few loyal allies who never betrayed him. Let me quickly allow you watch the video to see things for yourself while he was addressing the guests at the birthday celebration. Please guys, do well to share, like, and subscribe to this channel to get more updates. Thank you.
Well, let me sincerely appreciate the Deputy Governor of the state that is here with the Right Honorable Speaker and members of the State Assembly. Thank you very sincerely. And the Chief Judge of Edo State that is here, and so many former Chief Judges of the state, about 2 or 3 that I've interacted with. Let me sincerely appreciate their being here. Our Honorable Minister of Regional Development, I'm happy to see you. Thank you for coming. And there are 3 former governors here. Incidentally, I had some interactions with them before this time. Let me first appreciate Lucky Igbenedion, who, when I was a deputy governor, Mike was a deputy governor, he was our governor, so I was his deputy. Lucky, thank you for coming. And we've had that relationship till today. And Senator, yes, I know. Senator Osunbo, yes. Senator Osunbo, because I'm not seeing it. Yes, Senator Osunbo, thank you for coming. Senator Osunbo, do you remember the first time we met? You must have forgotten. The first time we met was when I was Deputy Governor of Bayelsa State. You were the Senate Chairman of is it corruption or whatever, I can't remember. But then they invited Alamisi, my governor then, to give a keynote speech somewhere in Abuja. He was out of the country, so I came. I remember when I finished speaking, you said you are not going to read your speech again. That was the first time I had encountered you too. But thank you for coming. And Dankwabu, who was our Accountant General of the Federation, who I interacted with before I became the governor of Gombe State. Thank you for coming. Very senior people will have to appreciate the chief celebrant, my good friend Michael Gadome, and the spouse, my younger sister, and the whole family. And one person we revered, Obasanjo, and Obasanjo. Our political leader, Chief Architect Tommy Kibi, thank you. My good friend and my Zakome, SAN, thank you. I have to thank all of you here. Very senior Nigerians have been recognized by the Master of Ceremony. I cannot do more so that we don't stay here for too long. I'm happy to be here to flag off this ceremony to celebrate Mike at 70. Sometimes when you say you are going for somebody's 70th birthday, you get worried. Because the Bible has some kind of stories about 70 years. Because if you read Psalm 90, verse 10, it talks about 3 scores and 10. That means that when you reach 70, you should be prepared to be buried. So when you are going for 70th birthday, it's always difficult. What will you say now? Because the man, by the biblical standard, is supposed to be waiting to die. But looking at the Bible itself, if you go to Genesis chapter 6, verse 3, it talks about 120 years, that we can live for 120 years. So Mike still have another 50 years to live. Minimum. So we thank God that the Bible is a book that balances everything, and that we're supposed not to die at 70. We can live up to 120 years. We thank God for Mike. If you look at the way I appear, I normally don't appear this way in ceremonies. I used to wear a full traditional dress. But I decided to appear like my friend from Access Bank this way, because to remind me of our days as a deputy governor. As deputy governor, because even my picture that he used for the program is the picture I took when I was a deputy governor. So he selected that picture when I was there. So if you look at that face, it's much younger than my current face. But Mike is somebody that it's difficult for me to place. As a human being, from my primary school to the tertiary level, and gotten involved in politics by divine providence, from deputy governor to the president of this country, post-presidency of today. It's one of the few friends I have that can give out their neck for me. Politics in the Nigerian standard is about betrayal. You find it difficult to see somebody who will say the same thing in the morning and say the same thing in the afternoon and the same thing in the evening. I've witnessed a lot of betrayals, especially my 2015 elections. And Mike is somebody who, I have one other friends, but Mike is one person that will take a bullet on my behalf. So for occasion like this, I don't know how to comment, other people to speak, but for me, is somebody that you can take his words to the bank. You can take Mike's words to Access Bank. From seeing the owner of Access Bank here. Most politicians, you cannot take their words to the bank. They will tell you something, the next 1 hour they are saying another thing. The next 1 hour they are saying another thing. Mike, you have tried, you're a honest person, you're a true Catholic. And I'm quite pleased to associate with you. In fact, whenever I come to Benin for programs, I used to sleep in his, I don't even sleep in the hotel. Though this time around, because the children, grandchildren, everybody came, so I said, okay, please, let the children and grandchildren take the house I'm in the hotel. But that's how close we are. Now, Mike has been a good person, and for us to have the current Chief Justice of the state and about 3 former Chief Justices of the state here speaks volume. For us to have 3 former governors here speaks volume. And the caliber of people we see around here to celebrate mine speaks volume. I'm happy to have such a person as a friend. And I cannot say much, but all what I will do is, like my good friend Aswe Godalo is here, would have been a good governor of Edo State, but don't worry. Eh? God has a reason for everything. Yes. And the deputy governor is here, so don't worry. God has a good reason for everything. Edo State is also, it's like my second state after Bayelsa because of mine. Ordinarily, my wife is from Bayelsa, my wife is from River State. And I grew up in the old River State until Bayelsa State was created in 1996, and because I became a deputy governor in 1999. But those states is almost like my second state because of the relationship I have with Mike Otiadomi. Mike, thank you for being a good boy. Not just a good boy, you're a good husband and a good father and a good grandfather. Because there's nothing about the family that you don't brief me. And I'm quite pleased with that. So let me, as the chairman of this occasion, while declaring the program open, thank all of you for coming to celebrate somebody that's so worthy to be celebrated. Thank you all.